everyone. My name is Jeanette Ramos, and I'm the founder and CEO of It Takes a Village Housing. It Takes a Village Housing is a nonprofit organization geared towards helping mothers get the services that they need to raise their children. It's going to provide not only drug treatment services for our mothers, but mentors for our children, home economics for our mothers. This is going to be a one-stop shop that's going to provide for our families. Drugs and alcohol seem to be a big part of our society, and how we eradicate that will be based upon what we do for this population. We're always looking for donations. Help us out with those donations. Anything that you can give would be a great help. We're always looking for beds. We're looking for toiletries. We're looking for money. And anything that you can provide us would be of great help. So if you're willing to provide this population with a second chance at life, check out my website at ittakesavillage1.org, or you can email me at ittakesavillagemom@gmail.com. Here's to It Takes a Village Housing, and I look forward to meeting with each and every one of you.
You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
We had this problem last week, and this is what happens when you're traveling and the girl is doing so many things. We need to unmute the mic. I'm your hostess, Dominique Rivera, and you are watching Divine Encounters. I'm coming live to you from Mandala Springs in North Carolina. Yes, I am still traveling and will be traveling the whole rest of the summer. Who knows where I'll be next week, because I sure don't. But anyways, today's episode is Wednesday night supernatural story time. I'm super excited to be here. You know, every single Wednesday night, we bring on a different guest with a supernatural, inspirational story to create conversations at home, thought-provoking experience, and expansion in your awareness, and maybe making the impossible seem just a little more possible. Shout out to our sponsor, Mandala Springs Chocolate, where you can get their chocolate at mandalaSpringsChocolate.com. And today, as we do this session, if this is the first time you're watching, you're going to be experiencing different sensations as we go through the story. So make sure that you have your high quality H2O, because you guys know a girl likes to stay hydrated. It's very important. As well as knowing they're going to have an energy clearing in this episode, and a supernatural story time, and of course the midweek collective energy check-in, where we do all of the reading for the collective for the week. Amazing. Sharing this feed is not just sharing the show, but you're sharing the message. You're sharing a blessing. It's showing your support. It is the best support that you can give us. So like us, follow us on whatever platform you are watching this on, and we would be greatly appreciative of that. All right. So let's bring on our guests of the evening, Luna Ashe. Welcome, my dear. This has been a long time in the making. We've been playing tag. We've been playing Instagram tag for a long time already.
Yes, nice to finally see you. Yeah, Divine
And
timing.
cheers to you being on here, to your health, wealth, and prosperity.
Cheers.
Stay hydrated. Yes, loving it. So let people know at home a little bit about who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Well, there's a lot to know, so let me see how I can condense it all. I do lots of things. I consider myself an artist. I go by Luna Ashe. That is my artist name. And I am a singer-songwriter, a healer. So I'm a Reiki master, and I also do sound healing, so sound baths. And I also have a spiritual online shop where I make art, paintings, spiritual jewelry, like spiritual baths, all kinds of cool spiritual shit. Oh, I don't know if I can say.
It's okay.
But yeah, and so I'm a jack of all trades, I guess. And I also make spiritual content online on TikTok. That's me.
You are with the right company right now as far as the jack of all trades.
Yeah, why not, right?
Right. We're multifaceted, so we definitely have to make sure that all of those versions of ourselves are tended well and loved.
Yes, we're multidimensional beings, so we can do multidimensional things.
Absolutely. And speaking of multidimensional things, I like to start off every single episode with one card pool for the collective. It kind of is like usually an overarching theme. So we'll see how it resonates with you when the time comes. So to that I say, what's good? I laugh because this card right here is the Ace of Materials. And for those of you who know tarot, this is the Ace of Pentacles. So let's get into the prompt. The prompt for this card is the cusp of an evolution. She stretches sleepily, hoping that it is spring, because she loves nothing more than stretching inside spring moss. She looks around and giggles. The very first seeds are beginning to stir, and it's time to prepare the earth for the months to come. She simply loves how possibility drips from the ceiling of these beginnings. New potential is everywhere, and she has so much magic to prepare before the harvest can arrive. She looks around her abode for salt and clay to make the earth spirits, and for jasper and quartz to animate them, for oats, rice, and tobacco to honor her ancestors, and for ivy and oak to bring growing wisdom to the new plants that will be. She nods to you now, hoping you will notice your fresh new roots and their future bounty. Your situation is bursting with a genesis of new opportunity, and she wants you to expand as you watch your seeds grow to fruition. And here's the little poem for today. The poem says, surrendering to what would become, she fell asleep. And when the sun peeked into her silence, it illuminated a field of petals that had grown just beyond her reach, just beyond her faith. And there they bloomed endlessly, joyously, calling her up into her own creation of light. Okay, my friends, how are you feeling about this message today?
Wow. So amazing.
I love it. So she's just receiving it. You're just receiving it. I feel like, go ahead.
I mean, well, I resonate with it a lot because I feel the beginning of the card when what you were reading was talking a lot about like making sure the magic was there, that you were creating it, birthing it, nurturing it, giving it love, so that it can grow. And then now is the time, like now it's sprouting now, like it is your time. So in my life, I have felt a shift, an energetic shift from being like very low energy, not feeling motivated to do anything, to just like, oh, I see the plan, I see the where the light is at, you know, like I can go now. So kudos to that. Thank you, universe, for always coming for
No, that's right.
confirmation. Because I'm like, am I on the right path? You know, like, oh shoot. And yes, this is confirmation, and it always is. Look, it's 4:11 while we're talking about it. So awesome.
I love it. And also the angel blessing that came tethered with this Ace of Materials,
Of
this
course,
angel
of
Michael
course.
blessing the collective with success.
That's
It
my
was kind of
dog.
like, if you didn't catch that Ace of Pentacles, let me say it again. You're going to be successful in abundance. Oh, thank you, angels. And make sure you're claiming your angel blessings in the comment section at home, because the angels always want to work with you and through you, seekers. So make sure that you welcome them in, because I know I claim that. And if I had my bell, I would be going ding, ding, ding. But I didn't bring it on this trip. But that's okay. All right. So we're going to be jumping into our next little segment here, which is a mindfulness moment, Luna. And this is to teach not just ourselves, a reminder to ourselves, but the collective, that all it takes to reframe, reset, and recalibrate your day is 1 minute. And so what we're going to do is, with the intention of that Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Materials, we're actually going to breathe into that and then release any restrictions or blocks that are set around that. So how we like to do that is we like to gauge where we are at energetically first. So in this moment, and you guys at home, seekers, from 1 to 10, where are you at energetically? 1 being, this is the least amount of energy you could possibly have. So you're super tired. This is the lowest vibrational day for you. 10, this is the most amount of energy you can have. And put that in the comment section below, and we'll get Luna's assessment of hers in just a moment. Okay, so where are you at right now?
So I'm like in between a 6 and let me like a 6.3.
I'll take it. 6.3 is pretty good, right above that middle part.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm like at a 7.6. Last week was the first time I ever came onto the show as the lowest number I've ever been in 3 seasons, which was a 4. But this week I feel like I bounced back and I'm at 7.6. And so let's go ahead here. When you guys at home, even if you're watching this on this hashtag replay, when you guys are watching this at home, make sure that during the mindfulness moment, once you hear the bell, that is your prompt to close your eyes. And then 60 seconds will go on the clock. I'll read our prompts and we'll do this together. So here we go. All right. Luna, eyes closed for you too. 60 seconds on the clock now. We're going to take a beautiful breath in. And as we're breathing this in, envision the energy of exciting new beginnings in your field. Exhaling all that no longer serves you on the exhale. Fresh roots being integrated. Exhaling what no longer serves you. Bringing and manifesting in the quantum field our future comforts coming into us. With every breath in, they come closer and closer. Manifesting abundance, coming closer and closer. Exhaling everything that is not synergistic to this. The potential for massive prosperity. Breathing into that. Letting go of what no longer serves you. Feeling the energy of security also coming in. Let that ground and take root inside of you. And lastly, just take a moment of gratitude inside your inner space for taking this 1 minute to calibrate and integrate what is for your highest and greatest good and your highest and greatest healing. Namaste. And when you're feeling like a human being, coming back to the here and now, and then let us know where are you at energetically in this moment, you seekers at home. If you felt any tingles, hot, pressure, discomfort, release, put it in the comment section below. I know a lot of you watch this on the replay, and let us know in the comment section below what you're feeling. And of course, I'll reply back to you. I got you. Okay, Luna, how are you feeling? What did you feel? What came up
Oh,
for you?
oh my gosh. I feel like I think I'm like a 7.5 now. Right now I have tingling on my right hand, and I felt and I saw like white light and just felt like, what do they call them? The swirlies.
The vortex?
Yeah, the vortex. I felt it. Yes.
Yes.
I love that feeling. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for this. I needed it.
In 1 minute, you guys can shift. At least that was 1 point up, a whole point up. So
Yeah.
it's so powerful to be reminded, wait a minute, I can shift that much in that short period of time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
For
And
me, I felt like energy opened in my third eye, and I feel like I'm at 8.6, and I feel grounded as well. And but also, even though I'm at 8.6 and not 10, I feel like by the end of this, I'm just gonna be like super energy caffeine. I feel like climbing, like I feel like climbing. Now I'm getting the giggles. Uh,
yeah.
oh, wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that moment with us. It's always an honor to have the guests on sharing what they felt to let other people know, like, hey, let's normalize this conversation. Let's bring more of this into our lives. Let's raise our vibration with breath and not suppressing it with smoking and drinking and running and distractions.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes. 100%. The breath is key to everything. You can do so much with just the breath. You can heal anything.
I agree. I really do agree. So we're gonna be jumping now. So get the get the popcorn, get the kitties, get the husband. We're about to jump into Luna's supernatural story time. I know you guys don't want to miss this one. So let's begin. It's all yours, my friend.
Oh my God. Let's see. Where do I begin? So the story that I'm gonna tell today, this is a story time, right? Is basically just how I got into energy healing, into Reiki healing. It was very spiritual. It was a past life regressions and healings that I had. So, um, I'll begin with my spiritual awakening. It was in 2015, but I was spiritual bypassing until 2019, right? And in 2019 I decided to heal my trauma. So I had a lot of childhood trauma that I had not dealt with. I was abusing drugs and alcohol heavily, partying a lot, doing crazy things, and I have no shame for that. Like that's all good, but I was using that to numb myself out from something that I didn't want to face, which were my quote unquote shadows, right? The trauma. And so I started to do the healing for that. And I decided to do a lot of some energy work with a friend. His name is Alex May. Plug to him. And he did a Reiki. He didn't do Reiki clearing, but he did an energy clearing. I'm not sure what kind of work he's doing specifically, but it was so powerful that the week after, I felt warm sensation on the palms of my hands. Like they were just vibrating and hot, and they were vibrating like electricity for like 30 minutes. And I was just sitting there watching a movie. I wasn't doing anything, And so I texted him and I'm like, "Hey, what the heck is this? My palms are like vibrating. What does this mean?" And he's like, "Oh, that means your palm chakras are opening up. They have opened." And I was like, "Wow, cool." So spirit then led me to learn about Reiki and how you use your palms to do that, your hands. And I said, well, maybe this is my calling. I've been hearing about it. I felt these sensations. Let's get into it. And since I started to I became a Reiki master. I'm certified for sound healing and all of that. The whole process of learning that, um, has helped me uncover gifts that I didn't know were actually possible for me. Because you think like, oh no, that person is psychic, but no, like everybody has the ability to be psychic. You know, we just are haven't muscle. That muscle's weak. You know, you haven't made muscle on that. And so this is the experience. Learning Reiki has unlocked the ability for me to help others heal, and while I'm doing that healing, I can see images, messages, feel things in my body. I'm clairsentient, so I can feel what they're feeling in my body. I can tell them, you know, when a loved one from the other side comes in to help with the healing. I don't communicate necessarily with them, but they come in to assist. Um, and I now work for myself. You know what I mean? Like, this is freaking amazing. I got out of the system, out of the freaking the rat race. You know what I mean? So that was my ultimate dream goal that I never thought. Not only just being like psychic, you know, and being in tune to those things, but being able to have my own business. You know, it's growing. It's still kind of new, but you know, it's there and it has manifested and it's right before my eyes. And I think spirit first of all, you know, my friend Alex, who helped with who did that clearing for me. Like I literally, I felt like I left my body, right? And he just like, okay, he's like, keep going, keep going, keep going, pretend there's like jelly. And so I'm just like going, and I feel my spirit like leave, like go into another dimension. And he's like, oh, there you are. And I'm like, oh my god, he can see me. It was so crazy. So it was super cool. I'm sure like I don't know if he saw me or felt me or what, but it was amazing. And not only that, but I've been able to heal my trauma, been able to, you know, feel happier. I guess I struggle with, I don't want to say I struggle with depression because I don't want to like manifest that, but that is one of the lessons in my life, right, that I have learned and have been able to learn to feel the emotions and not let the emotions own me. Like just feel them, like that you need to honor them, but they're coming from somewhere, you know. And it's up to do the healing. And so now I'm able to even share this healing with my mom, you know. And if she has like lower lumbar back pain and I send her some Reiki, like she's like, oh, I woke up really good today. I'm like, yeah, I send you Reiki. And she's becoming slowly more and more open to receiving Reiki. For me, I did like 2 healings on her so far. And that's like so far removed from my thoughts that I thought was ever possible before, you know, for her being so religious. And so it's amazing the transformation that it has done for me and my family. And the healing just continues, and I'm able to heal others, and people that I have been friends with, you know, reach out to me because they know where I came from and they see the transformation, and they see that it's possible for them too, that they can be sober, you know. Like I've been year and a half like sober. I call it sober, but I had like maybe 1 drink a month or something, you know. But now it's been 3 months completely sober. But yeah, so I mean, and from drugs, it's been 4 years completely sober from hard drugs. So it's just, it's amazing. And that's my story. Go on and on.
So why do you think you had that 2015 to 2019 talked about like this gap? So what was it that you had that initial spark and then you didn't follow it? What do you think that was?
Well, I was abusing alcohol and drugs, and that kept me numb. And so addiction is something that's very it's its own entity, you know what I mean? And so it's difficult for people to not just alone face their trauma, but to let go of the addiction and then the shame that comes with the addiction, you know. And so even calling it addiction or a habit or whatever, you know, anything can, with, they're all labels, but it's a lot, and it's its own entity, so it has to be dealt with. I think it all comes together, but it has to be faced straight up in the face. You know what I mean? um, and and as I got sober, I was able to feel more emotions, and I had to feel all these emotions like brand new. And then had my spiritual gifts had come online, and I had like this trauma of like being a witch, you know, like that being a bad term, um from coming up religious. And not until I saw my past life where I was trained like being a witch, like a little girl in a village, that I was like, oh, that's confirmation for me. It's just confirmation, confirmation all the time. And you hear that voice. That voice has always been connected with me. You know, it's always been my intuition, and it's always been very, very strong with me until since I was a little girl. But before, it was, I was pushing it outside of me because it was religious, right? And so with the spirituality, you had to internalize it, and you had to be brave enough to face it. And I was like, I was doing it alone. And I think that is one of the major things also, because in 2019, I was able to find spiritual community. In 2020, I found spiritual community through Paradigm Shift Central, which we're also creating new stuff there. I'll have exclusive content and events. But that spiritual community helped me, like-minded individuals, you know, online, out of all the places that you thought you would find, because sometimes the people around you, you don't feel comfortable speaking to them, you know, and it's okay. But there are people out there, and I do feel that we need each other. You can't always do it on your own. You can do it on your own, but there comes a point in that road that you're going to need to open up and let others in and let others help you, because that's what we're here for, to help each other out.
Can you walk us through? You said that you released a lot of trauma and you had a lot of healing. Could you walk us through a time where you experienced a healing session, what that felt like for you, and what came from that?
Oh man. So when you do a healing session, it can come through in many ways, and it comes through different for everyone. So what came through for me may not come through for you when you do a session or a healing session. um but when I decided to heal from being sexually abused when I was a child. It only happened once, but it was traumatic because I was very young. And I always thought like, oh, I'm strong, like it doesn't bother me, like it's good, like it's all good, you know. Because as a Scorpio, I'm able to hide my emotions, but I feel them deep, you know. And so I decided to do healing on that. And I did it through meditation since I began to meditate daily. I started meditating in 2015, but it was only like once a week. So it wasn't until 2019 that I did it daily. And I felt comfortable enough to do like a hypnosis session, right? Excuse me. And so I went under, and it's basically, when I say under, it means me dropping into my consciousness, my subconscious, where I'm like, okay, this is where my trauma lives, you know, and you can feel it in your body too, wherever it lives. And so the healing that I was doing was going to be a womb healing. And so I put my hands over my womb. And this was before I was Reiki certified. And I was technically doing Reiki on myself because I had my palms on my belly. You know what I mean? So look at how it all goes full circle. So so I had my palms on my belly, and I read this in the book, Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. And she talks about healing the woman, you know, womb as womb with the B at the end. And so basically you talk to your womb, you tell it like, hey, I'm sorry that I had never spoken to you before, I don't know why, or you can explain why. You say sorry for what you put it through or what it's been through, and it's not its fault, that you're not alone anymore, that you have your own back, you're going to protect yourself, and you're going to do the best that you can, to keep yourself healthy, um and that you're always protected and loved, and all this healing. And then it was also like I was doing frequencies, so I would play the frequencies, the binaural beats, or just something on the solfeggio scale, and I just would feel really, really hot, really warm sensation on my in my abdomen, in my belly, and I just was like uh sobbing uncontrollably. It was a memory. Like, I remembered, because I don't know how old I was specifically, but I remembered, an image of my feet dangling on my uncle's lap, right? And I need to speak about it. I know it's intense and maybe intense for some people, but it brings it out, and it helps other people heal from this type of stuff, because I'm not alone. Other people have gone through this as well, and you're not alone. And it's something, I think, that happened to you. It was an unfortunate experience that your soul was contracted to experience here in this life. And I truly, truly believe that now that I've experienced all this spiritual stuff, it's confirmation what I know inside is my truth, you know. And and so I was crying and releasing that. I saw the image and saying that I forgive my uncle, that I forgive him, and I let it go, and I let it go. I know that it wasn't his fault. My friend Alex, when he did the clearing, he cleared that trauma out for me. And he also told me that the reason that that happened was because he was possibly abused when he was a child. And I don't know, if that's true or not, but I know that what that did was shift the energy to see him as a person, as a human being like me, that it could have happened to him as well. You don't know, why he did that, and you may never know. But it's okay to release it and let it go, because you're doing it for yourself. When you forgive somebody, you do it for yourself. And so I just let it go and cried. It was heavy not heavy for the next few days. I felt light, but I felt like, what's the word? Kind of like just tired, like sleepy, like I just needed rest and water, and just wanted to be nurtured. Um, just wanted to rest. I wanted to rest, and so the next few days, I was drinking water, letting myself, just emotionally heal and acclimate, because it's a lot of light that you take in, because you release this energy. Like, the way I see it now as a healer, like, it's energy that's held in your body. It's coagulated like blood, all right? And then you release it, you let it loose, and this space gets fulfilled now with your own light, right? And so all this new light that you're taking in you, there's comes in light codes and DNA upgrades and all kinds of stuff. And so your body has to calibrate. So it needs rest, it needs sleep, it needs all this, all this stuff. Just silence sometimes. Sometimes just disconnecting from social media, is enough. Um and yeah, so I did that, and I felt amazing after healing that.
So
I feel
did
like,
your mom know about this situation happening to you?
yes, she did. She walked in. So there was no way that she could, deny, like, she walked in and she was like, "Oh my God," and She did everything she could to do everything the right way. I just never got like counseling, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff.
And
Um,
as you've moved through this energy, if your uncle was standing in front of you today as who you are, what message would you give him? What words would you have for him today?
well, I I have seen him recently. You know, it's not really that I haven't seen him. You know, I've been able to see him because he isn't all there. And so now he is in the home that I haven't seen him in a while. Um but I always, always just hugged him and say, "Hey, how are you?" and all that stuff. And I love you as well. I would also say I love you just because that's like how I was raised to do it, and I did it not really before. I didn't feel the love, but I didn't feel hate or any or resentment or anything like that. You know what I mean? I just knew that it was still somewhere in here and it was blocking something. But I would say, "Hi, Alex, how are you? I hope that you are doing okay and that you're safe where you're at and that you're happy there and that you get the help that you need because we all love you and we know that if you want to heal from that and change that, you really can do it because we love you. We know you're a great spirit. You just have things that you still need to work on, and we have to take accountability. Um, but I send you nothing but love."
Beautiful. Is there anything you would leave to someone who maybe had gone through a similar experience but didn't have this type of support you had? Is there anything you want to say to that person? Maybe a 14-year-old girl is watching this right now and is hearing your story.
Yeah, know that you're not alone in this. Even when you are sitting by yourself, seemingly in nature, you're never alone. You have a team, a family of beings who love you and support you, who are always guiding you and always there for you whenever you need. All you have to do is ask for support and reach out. Nature is here for you. Nature supports us every single day. And there's beings that we can't see that also are supporting you. If you ever need anything, anyone to talk to or know where to be guided to, reach out to me. Reach out to anyone even online. There's so many ways that you can find help. But know that you are never alone regardless. Begin with the healing on your own and then seek help. Seek help, assistance, a group of people, individuals who think the way that you think. Remove yourself from situations that are harmful to you, that you may be putting yourself in. Because, you know, sometimes we can't help things, but it's not our fault what happened to us when we were a child or this and that. We can say, "Oh, it's my trauma, it's this, it's my race, it's this," but it's not that. You are none of those things. You are nothing but unconditional, pure, loving source, that same energy that breathes everything into existence. That is you. And so the healing is possible. It is possible for you. And if you ever need, just hit me up on Instagram. I am starting community online, so you can reach out to me and I'll definitely help support you as well.
Thank you for that beautiful message. And so, please, if you feel called to work with Luna, she's going to tell you guys how you can reach her.
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram at Luna_Ashe, or you can go to my TikTok at Luna.Ashe. And I also have my online store, LunaAsheShop.com. There you can email me at the bottom all the way. You can sign up to the newsletter. You'll stay in contact with me. I always answer the emails, always the DMs on Instagram. That's usually where it's the fastest to communicate with me. TikTok's a little tricky. But if you want to stream some healing music, which I'm gonna be doing very, very, very soon, I'm working on the mantra EP, okay? You can find me streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere, everywhere. Okay. And yeah, I send you mucho, mucho love. At my website is where you can get the Reiki healing with me. I do in person and virtual. So if you don't live in the area of Los Angeles, then we can do virtual, and it's the same thing. We're here in the same room right now. I mean, time is only an illusion. The illusion is that you're not good enough, or that you're not this and that. No, 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 no. You're worth it.
Oh, I love it. And you guys are worth it, and then some. Wow. Thank you, Luna, for that story. It was dynamic and heartfelt, and I really appreciate all your energy and intentionality that you gave for us today. So now we're going to hit you with the hard question. And this is the question of the day. And you seekers out there, answer this in the comment section below. #replay. Okay, so I'm going to put this question at the bottom. I had it, but it deleted. Okay.
Yay!
Here we go. What do you think is the biggest illusion that stops our transformations? I told you, hard question.
Yeah, I got it.
Lay it on us.
The illusion of separation. The illusion that you're separate from source, from divine, from love, from peace, from abundance, from joy. Because you are those things. So the illusion that you're separate from anything but that is the biggest illusion. That's the illusion that keeps us held back, where we're like, no, I can't do that. Who am I to do that? Who, what do you mean? You're anything that you say you are. You're anything that you want to be. Ever since I was a little kid, I always believed you're anything that you want to. You can be anything. You can be anything. You can be anything. That dream was always, and it never died. Oh my God, heal your inner child. I don't know who this message is for, but heal your inner child. It's going to do so many miracles for you. It's going to move blockages. You're going to be able to bring abundance in, job opportunities, all that good money.
Because in case you need a little bit extra. Oh, that is way too perfect. Thank you for that. And it's funny because as you were looking for the answer, that's why I had the lower prompt. I wrote out the lower prompt because I felt it open. And I was like, girl, I feel you. I see what you're doing, digging into those divine files. You can't fool me.
Divine files. I love it.
Yeah, I call it that when I'm doing my my coaching and someone doesn't do their homework. Spirit will come in, and angels will come in, and I call them the divine files, and they'll go, here's the homework you didn't do this week. And the face is always like, oh my God, I did it. How I was like, you can't lie to me. I know the file is right here. I don't keep any paper files on any of my clients because as soon as they come into the field, that's it. Their file's like, doot, 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 doot. Yup.
Yes, and sometimes it'll stay there. So make sure you write it down. It'll stay in that field, you know.
It does. It stays right there. As soon as you connect with them again, it's like poof. This is what it was about. It could be 3 years later, and poof, there it is. You didn't do the thing you're supposed to.
Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
divine cloud right there. That's the I cloud.
We need to copyright that. DivineCloud.com. Upload your most important channelings here.
Yeah, the Ojo cloud.
The Ojo cloud. I am loving it.
Ojo.
Okay,
Ojo
so we're
cloud.
going to be jumping into the midweek collective energy check-in, and this is going to be a reading for everybody watching. And Luna, you just hang out, absorb what you. I don't expect you to remember all the cards I'm pulling because I usually pull like 8. But see what the message is, and then we'll talk a little bit about the message for the collective and for yourself when you come right back. All right, and we're going to do that right after this commercial with our sponsors, Intention Pen and Mandala Springs.
Imagine a verdant paradise that stands as a convergence of worlds, a living temple of native wilderness, a place where the full potential of inherent human and earth magic can be seen, felt, and understood. A space that attracts the brightest and best of educators on the leading edge. A place of permaculture designed for the benefit of future generations.
Show we had as our prompt card blessing was success. So we have double success happening here with this card. 9 of Earth. You really can't ask for more than that. Then we have the 10 of Fire coming in here nice and hot. No fire card, pun intended, or maybe it is. I don't know. But here it says, too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Stress-related health concerns. So being mindful that when we're building, it's imperative that we create balance and moderation in all things, in all ways. This way we reduce burnout, fatigue, worry. So it's very important here. If you're building towards something right now, I'm in Mandala Springs. I'm helping bring structure. I just became head of operations. I'm also taking clients. I'm also doing a show and show running another show. I still find time to meditate, to do my self session, finding time to be in nature, And that's how I wind down. So make sure that if you're high up in your day and giving, that you're equally giving back to yourself. Otherwise, it's like spinning your wheels in mud. You're not really creating any real traction when it comes to the big goal, the North Star here. Here we have the Empress, Archangel Gabriel, lavish abundance. Woo! Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. This is echoing what I just said. Nurturing the self. Because in that nurturing of self, we start to see the patterns in other people's lives too. And then we can go, hey, have you meditated today? I had one of the villagers here had a panic attack yesterday. And one of the things I asked her was, did you self-care today? Her answer was no. So immediately we started to self-care. So ensuring that you can nurture that so strongly within yourself that when other people need that nurturing from you, it's available, it's accessible. It's not something that you feel down and out or dry about, okay? So it's important here to nurture yourself. The last card we have from this deck is the Moon card. Here we have the Archangel Haniel, important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. I love this. So many things occur in our life. You guys know, if you have been following me for some time, I was fully disabled. There are things, and here Ashe was talking about her trauma with her uncle. Sometimes there are things here that we deem in the moment as something horrendous and horrible. And maybe we can never deem them as really good. I'm going to use air quotes for that. But we can understand the learning within the lesson. And then that lesson becomes a blessing for our life because it becomes transformative. It becomes transmutative. And we change ourselves. And I like this card, the moon representing also fears and the unknown as well. So yeah, I'm liking this with the Archangel Haniel card. And if you want to really know more about this particular topic about behind the scenes, check out the Circle of Miracles on YouTube. I did a whole talk about what happens behind the unseen and see if that is in alignment with you. Death is an illusion. We are talking about illusions today. Death is an illusion. Death is one of those things where we believe that death is the absolute qualifier, that you become neutral ground, when reality it's you have been planted. You haven't been buried in the earth. You have been planted so that you can resprout once again. And all of our cards that are talking about abundance and material wealth and earthly gains and creating momentum and harvest. So in order to do that, sometimes we have to lay to rest our programmings, our beliefs, our maybe stop smoking, stop drinking, or a facet of yourself. Maybe you watch too much TV, but something here has to give. Something here has to die in order for us to be transformed and reawakened into our best versions of ourselves. Possess self-confidence. Self-confidence is, we look at people and go, oh, that person's confident, I'm not confident. Self-confidence is when we allow ourselves to climb the mountain, fall, pick ourselves back up and climb the mountain again, knowing maybe today I wasn't strong enough to get to the top because my muscles were not able to carry me there. So it's accountability, right? But tomorrow I'll come back and I'll try again and I'll build and I'll build and I'll build until I become strong enough. And that's with everything. Don't go out there believing that the first time I should make $1 million, the first time I'll be natural at this. Because in reality, you may, I don't doubt you, but you may not. And in that case, that can take a hit to our ego. So we detach ourselves from the situation and recognize that we are a masterpiece in progress. We'll give ourselves a little bit of grace during the painting progress. Follow the golden rule. What you want to attract is going to be led by your actions, by your thoughts, by your emotions, by your frequencies. So put out there what you want to receive. Spirit said, come and be a director this year. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and surrender everything. And I'm going to learn as much as I can. And I'm going to follow that path. I'm going to do that with love and intentionality. So that way I can attract the best show to me. And we're in the process of that right now. So put it out there emotionally, put it into your quantum field, put it out, and you'll see what you'll start to receive from that energy exchange. And finally, give without expectation. So be of service, do it with truth, do it with fairness, do it with justice. That is how we give without expectations. When we come from our most authentic self. And it's only expecting that the best will be returned to us. So we don't confine it into a box. Closing this out, we have the Page of Cups. Betty White here from the Golden Girls Tarot deck. She's holding that beautiful cup in her hand and she's dreaming all possibilities into that cup. So put forward, like that golden rule, all your intentionality with love and with care, and you're going to see that it will be abundance. Love this for the collective. I really don't think anything else could be better. I'm trying to find the angel blessing cards around me. The angel blessings around this are Angel Michael blessing the collective with safety. Angel Casio blessing the collective with love. Really love this for you guys. So make sure you're claiming your angel blessings there in the comment section below, because the angels want to work with you and through you, but they respect your free will. Okay, Ashe, how are you feeling about this midweek collective energy check-in for yourself or for the collective? Wait, you're on mute. Hold on. Oh, you have to unmute yourself on your side. There you go. Go ahead. Oh, no, you're still muted. No. I have you unmuted on my end. Wait, go ahead.
There
we are.
Unmuted.
Yes,
Yeah,
now
okay.
you are.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. So it's right on point, like usually. Thank you so much. It's like confirmation. So the death is an illusion card. That is another illusion that as a Scorpio, you are the person who transmutes like the darkness, right? So you are the death card in tarot, if you're a Scorpio. And so death, I never feared it, and I was very curious about it for some reason. Weird, right? But I don't know. And these last 3 years, I actually have had 4 loved ones close to me, 3 family, 1 best friend, transition. I don't want to say, passed away, but they transitioned. And so I had to really face death a lot in the face, and I had to learn to let it go and see it as a transition, because we are energy. I believe in quantum physics. That's where my spirituality is based off of mostly. And quantum physics says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transmuted. And so energy doesn't die. You never die. Your body is going to stay here with the land because we are of the earth. So the earth takes us back, but our spirit goes back to source, or wherever you believe. Every religion has its own beliefs, but I believe that your energy, your spirit lives on, and that's why you can feel your loved ones when you think about them or you remember them. You feel them, you feel the energy. And so this is a message that I told a man that went up to me at the beach the other day when I was with my friend, because she was doing a reading for me. And I told him what I just said, and because he said he had a lot of friends around him. He was like a senior guy, and he said a lot of his friends were passing away or having terminal illnesses. Like, what can he do? Because he felt all this pain, like he couldn't. And I'm like, you're carrying the pain, but maybe they're not even, maybe they're getting okay with death. Maybe they're figuring it out. You're the one who's over here like struggling. Like, you just gotta be there. And they actually are not gonna like die, you know what I mean? Like, it's just their body. And he was like, wow, that's so beautiful. So beautiful, he said. And it totally changed his mindset. Like, you could just see like the gears thinking, the skies open up. Like, it was just
you can shift a lifetime of wounds in a moment. Ashe, thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I'll be in touch with you. And let's close this out with a final thought of what I learned from Ashe today. Con mucho amor, pues claro.
Do you or someone you know experience something supernatural that has left a positive impact on yourself or the lives of others? Want to share your story on our show? Please email Divine Encounters at e360tv.com, and together, let's create divine experiences. And now, the Oracle's final thoughts con mucho amor.
Death is an illusion. We're never alone. Even the most difficult types of trauma, we can forgive and send love to the person who has harmed us. Talk about transmutation, life-shifting events. Who knew? Wow, I hope you all go forward and create divine experiences in your own life, even if that's just forgiving someone you love that you'll never see again, or someone you love that you have to deal with all the time. May you go forward in love, light, and wisdom to know thyself, love thyself, and remember the divine always has your back. Ciao.
Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels so much, just hold on. Just hold on.